This is our next episode of True Wrestling Fan Discussions. Continue our WCW pay-per-view review series. This is going to be SuperBrawl 7 from 1997. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Frank. Man, let's get into it. This had a stacked card on it. A lot of storylines coming to an end at this one. They were at the Cow Palace in San Francisco, California, just shy of Alcatraz because they had the whole thing where Roddy Piper supposedly spent 7 days at Alcatraz. And Bobby Heenan was like, all they said he did was just talk to himself, because as he mentally prepares to take on Hollywood Hogan in the main event.
Yeah, they showed him escaping in the beginning, or not escaping, but leaving. It was good. It was fun. It was a little over the top, but it was fun.
I liked it. February 23rd, 1997, we had Dusty Rhodes, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Tony Schiavone doing the commentary. So let's go ahead and kick it off. Right before the opening match, they showed what happened at Starrcade. Six stealing the United States title.
That was his thing.
From Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, he was
stealing
klepto.
belts.
Yeah. No, let's not win him. I'm going to steal him.
No, but it worked for him because then he would get title shots.
Exactly.
So
well, he came up a little short at Sold Out, but tonight it was a different story. Last month they showed him stealing the Cruiserweight title from Dean Malenko. Then on Nitro, he attempted once again to steal the U.S. title during the Guerrero-Malenko match, but Guerrero got it back. Man, dude, I don't know. Anyway, the opening match of the night for the WCW Cruiserweight title, it's Dean Malenko defending the championship against Six. Match did not disappoint. I
Malenko
thought
Malenko had a very aggressive style this match. He was fed up of Six, whatever. It was the history with that. His father trained Six, Sean Waltman. He just had enough of his antics, and he just came out like a bat out of hell, basically, just like taking it to him. And he had chances to win this match, and he wanted to inflict pain, and then eventually it catches up to him.
Yeah, because to make matters worse, Eddie Guerrero gets involved in the match, which he had no business being down there.
Well, he was upset at Six, and
make a triple threat match then. What the hell? Well, a triangle match. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Six was trying to grab the belt on the apron. Guerrero then, like I said, came out, tried grabbing the belt away from Six, and in the process of the tug of war, it hit Malenko.
Yep.
Six gets the pin, and now Six is the Cruiserweight champion in WCW, and Guerrero's got some explaining to do to Malenko. So, otherwise, I mean, it wasn't a bad match. It was about 12 minutes long, really impactful. A couple of shots that Malenko threw, I thought, were some receipts there from the previous thing. So yeah, it looked like you said, he was a little aggressive in this one. Following that, Mean Gene interviewed Diamond Dallas Page, who has a mystery opponent later on tonight from the NWO. Mean Gene Okerlund announced that it will be Buff Bagwell.
All right, Buff Daddy.
I'm Buff, and I'm the stuff. I loved it. And then for the next match, Mike Tenay joined the commentary team for it. It was Conan, La Parca, and Villano 4 versus Juventud Guerrero, Super Calo, and Ciclope. Again, this match wasn't too bad. It had a lot of the Mexican high-flying stuff. Mike Tenay going like an encyclopedia in this match. Conan with a power drop on Juventud. That's how the match ended, with Conan and his team come away with the victory. Not too long of a match. It was just shy under 10 minutes, but still showed you a lot of the Mexican-style wrestling that we're seeing here. And, of course, again, Conan is going to start coming into his own here in 1997, eventually transforming over into the NWO. I liked him better as that, to be honest.
Yeah, he was. I always liked him. I liked him in the Wolfpack. I like Conan in the Wolfpack. Our
next match on the card, because there wasn't too many backstage segments during SuperBrawl, which is actually good. They just stuck straight to the action because they had a lot of matches scheduled.
It was loaded. It was a loaded card.
Next match on the card is for the television championship. It was Prince Iaukea versus Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
And this match was actually pretty good until Steven Regal comes down.
Yeah, I just thought the crowd wasn't really into this match, though.
I think it was more
Iaukea. They didn't care for Iaukea because Rey Mysterio
at the time.
Right. Rey Mysterio, was popular and he was always going to give you a good match. But Iaukea, it wasn't a terrible match. The fans just weren't really into it.
No, he was kind of like he was green,
Yeah.
still because he had
He's just
just
kind
come
of
in.
bland. He was kind of bland. So he was kind of boring. Kind of boring.
Oh, he really hit rock bottom when he started calling himself the artist formerly known as
Yeah. Oh
Prince
Jesus
Iakea.
Christ.
By
But
that
yeah,
point, it was done.
it was over. Yeah.
He checked out.
But yeah.
But Prince Iakea wasn't
Yeah.
bad. But yeah, like you said, they weren't familiar with him, and I think they put a title on him way too fast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now with Regal coming down, attacking Mysterio with the referee not looking, because Regal blames Mysterio for the fact that he lost the TV title to
Mm-hmm.
Prince Iakea. Iakea got the victory. When Iakea found out how he won the match, he tried to give the belt to Rey Mysterio
Right.
because he didn't want to win it that way. Mysterio did not accept it. Well, what are you going to do? You going to give it to Vacant? Come on.
Could have restarted. Could have restarted the match. But
They could have.
they had enough. I think at that point they had enough because I said the crowd wasn't into it. So it was like, all right, time to move
Yeah,
on.
they probably sent Regal out to like just end this
Yeah.
because they're not on board. Now the last interview segment of the night, which again I was surprised they didn't have a whole lot of these. Mean Gene Okerlund interviewed the Giant.
The
Now the
Giant.
Giant at this point now will be facing the Outsiders
Right.
for the tag titles on his own.
Right.
Luger,
Handicap
yeah,
match.
Luger is medically okay, but Eric Bischoff said no. We'll see if Lex Luger is gonna hold to that.
And the Giant's trying to be cool. Like he's trying to because they're really trying to get in his head for him to just snap and then get sloppy. So he's trying to be. I actually did think this promo wasn't bad. I thought he did a good job coming off like he's calm. He's gonna do what he has to do. You know.
And in the match himself, handling himself against Hall and
Mm-hmm.
Nash, he did really well
Yeah.
himself. I was impressed by the powerbomb. I'll get to that later. Next match on the card was Diamond Dallas Page versus Buff Bagwell. This match had a lot of arrogance, cockiness, and this all came from Bagwell. Because at one point he thought he had a 3 count, pushed the referee. The referee pushes him back. We're getting a lot of this now lately. And got into Bagwell's face about it. Now, at one point, DDP was supposedly out of it. Bagwell didn't want a 3 count. He wanted the referee to count the 10 to get the KO. This is where the arrogance of Buff Bagwell will come into play here and would cost him. DDP got up. Bagwell went for a neck breaker, but Page reversed it into a diamond cutter. But by this point now, you got 6, Michael Wall Street, Vincent, and Nick Patrick all come down. What the hell is Nick Patrick doing there?
I have no idea.
Page left the ring. Bagwell was disqualified by Scott Dickinson. So Page gets the win over Bagwell. Bagwell probably could have had this match if his arrogance didn't get in the way with I want the 10 count. I want you to for the KO. I don't want to pin him. Okay. Be careful what you wish for. Because when if you don't take those chances against DDP, they will bite you in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Next match on the card for the United States title, and I really enjoyed this one. It was Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Jericho. If this isn't a sign of things to come.
This was a fun match, yeah.
It really was. This was one of the few opportunities Jericho had at the top mid-card title. Of course, no more number 1 contender with the U.S. title. I don't see Guerrero in the main event here, do you? No. I don't know.
Nowhere near.
No.
Nowhere near.
Like I said, I'm surprised they got the U.S. title opportunities.
Right.
Because with being cruiserweights.
But it was cool to see.
Yes, it was.
This is before Jericho. This is before Jericho starts snapping and.
Yeah, this is the true Lionheart Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Well, the reason for the snap was also the NWO. He was getting tired of the interferences, the beat downs. He couldn't take it anymore. And to be honest, Chris Jericho in himself, knowing that that WCW is not the final stop for him, took his time wisely in WCW and actually made a name for himself.
Yeah, no, but he did a great job turning heel, turning real heel. He did a great job.
I think one of the best programs he ever did, the promo, was the Goldberg thing. And Bischoff had no idea he was even doing this.
I like the Malenko. I like the stuff with Malenko.
Oh, the 10,000.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the list.
Arm
bar. Yeah. Saskatchewan double leg flip.
Yeah.
And then arm bar. Oh, I love that. Those were probably his 2 best promos to establish himself as trying to become a main eventer. In this match, he would just come a little bit short. Yep. Guerrero with a sunset flip and got the pin. Now Jericho went out and got the U.S. title, handed it to Guerrero as a sign of respect. Gave him a hug. This was a good sportsmanship on Jericho's part, and Eddie Guerrero comes away with the victory here. Next match on the card was a three-way dance. Now, this was originally supposed to be a number one contenders tag title match, but because the Steiner brothers were not involved in it,
to get ran off the road.
Yeah. So now you just got Harlem Heat versus the Faces of Fear versus Public Enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And again,
Faces of Fear were underrated, though.
Very much so.
They were underrated.
Never got the tag titles.
It's a shame, too.
I mean, we've talked about Public Enemy. They are what they are. Harlem Heat,
Legends.
Elite tag team, legends, definitely. But yeah, Faces of Fear were definitely underrated at WCW. Never given that proper shot. And then it looked like they disappeared for a couple of years, but they were still there. They just weren't being used. Now, during this match, of course, Public Enemy brought a table down to the ring. Why not? Rocco would have hit a cannonball off the top rope, and Barbarian caught him. This, I thought, was very impressive. The feat of strength that the Barbarian possessed. Grunge goes off the top rope with a cross body drop, and then finally Barbarian goes down. And that's how Public Enemy got the victory.
Mm-hmm.
So you talk about upsets here. Public Enemy gets the victory, and they're not the number one contenders.
No,
sorry, boys. Not going to happen on this night.
Damn it.
Next match on the card was your favorite of the night, because I know you love this man. Jeff Jarrett.
He broke 6,000 guitars, never drew a dime. When Jeff Jarrett came out, you could hear a rat piss on cotton. This is the only time.
If he wins tonight, he's a 4-horseman.
Oh, Jesus Christ. There's a lot of debate whether he was a horseman or not, but he says he was a horseman, and I mean, if technically Flair did say he was a horseman, so he was. This is the only time I'm rooting for Mongol, or one of the few times that I'm rooting for Mongol. I'm like, please, Mongol, take this guy out.
And Deborah wants a fair fight between the two of them.
Right, yeah, but Deborah's
we're not getting that.
Yeah, she's secretly like in love with Jeff Jarrett.
Exactly. Now, of course, Jarrett using the rope for leverage on a submission hold. Deborah's breaking it. She's not having it as of now. Now, Mongo kicked out of a pin that Jarrett, Jarrett's hand supposedly when he kicked out scraped the referee's eyes or whatever, and now he's out of it. That hand didn't even look like it hit him. That's one.
Not even close.
Now, Mongo was asking Deborah for the briefcase, the Halliburton. She refused. He grabbed it. He grabbed her. She tosses it where it just so happens that Jarrett catches it.
But the way she threw it, she launched it over his head. Like, there was no way Mongo could have gotten it. So it was obvious that what she was doing.
Is that she was helping Jarrett.
Yeah.
Jarrett grabbed it, used it, gets the pin on Mongo.
Blasted him. Now he's a damn member of the Four Horsemen.
And I used to think it was bad when Mongo joined.
This is the low point of the Four Horsemen. This is when you got Jeff Jarrett in there. I mean, and then he joins the NWO. This guy is a former member of the Four Horsemen. I want you to let this sink in.
2 elite groups in WCW.
Four Horsemen and the NWO. And this is Jeff Jarrett part 1, I think, right? Because then part 2 is later. Because he leaves, he goes to WWF and then comes back. So I think this is only
once he stays here for a little bit of duration. Once he goes to WWE, when he comes back, that's when the Chosen One crap.
That's part 2. Yeah, the sequel is just as bad, if not worse, as the original. Anyway.
Well, because Russo and Bischoff told him, "Oh, we'll make you a champion."
Yeah,
after
Russo
Jim Ross
was like in
him,
love with this guy.
Well, Jim Ross told Jeff Jarrett, "We don't see you in the main event," so he wanted to leave.
At least, thankfully, he gets kicked out of the Four Horsemen, so that's a good thing.
And the NWO angle just dissipated because of injuries, and then they just let it go. Thank God.
Brett got hurt, and it was over.
I mean, when you got the NWO of Brett, Nash, and Jarrett, there's something wrong. Yeah. I mean, really, there's something wrong.
No, that's just okay. Well, anyway, we'll move on. Enough about Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, trust me, when we get back up into the Monday Night Wars, we got loads of Jeff Jarrett for you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Anyway, next match on the card was one of my favorites, and I said this in the last Clash. If you thought the Falls Count Anywhere match between Benoit and Sullivan then was great, Wait till you check this out. The San Francisco Death
Death
Match.
match, yeah. It's not a street fight. It's a death match.
Yeah, no, relax. Nobody's gonna die. It's just a no disqualification
If he
match, but it
dies, he
sounds
dies.
cooler. And then again, this one topped the last one, and not to mention Jacqueline and Woman are now
Yeah.
tied to each other. So we've
So
got
they
two
got their own.
matches in one here.
Mm-hmm.
This was great. I
That was
love
fun. It
this.
was fun.
This was an awesome match. At one point, Sullivan hung Benoit by the strap over the top rope, while Jacqueline, was kicking Benoit in the privates. Sullivan and Benoit took the fight out to the parking lot area briefly. Eventually, they brought the fight back to the ring while Woman and Jacqueline are just beating the holy hell out of each other. Now, at one point, Sullivan on the table, Jacqueline's trying to cover him. Benoit goes off the top rope with a splash, hits Jacqueline and Sullivan, somehow manages to crawl over and get the pin. And then all of a sudden, chaos ensues. And by the way, the table did not break because now all three of them are supposedly out of it. After the match, Arn Anderson is looking, from the aisle. Paul Orndorff comes out. All three haven't moved. There's three stretches around the ring. Terry Taylor's out there. They were all loaded into ambulances. This all just coming off a splash from the top rope. So,
That's it. Yeah.
K-Fob fine, but it just wasn't believable.
No, not at
that,
all.
That the injuries would ensue from this.
Yeah, the ending. I mean, yes.
That's the only thing that bothered me about this match. Otherwise, two thumbs up as far as the ass whooping that went on between the four of these individuals. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, I don't praise WCW a whole lot, but I will give them their due. Next match on the card for the WCW Tag Team Championship. As of right now, it's a handicap match. It's Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, the Outsiders, defending the tag team titles right now against Just the Giant. And I love how they wouldn't even let the option of trying to find a partner to replace Luger wasn't even an option.
Right.
So what's interesting about this match is it's pretty much like a 3-on-1 too, because then you
at one point, yes, because then six
is there.
The beginning was funny though. The beginning was the Giant was trying to play cool, and then they're playing the mind games with him, and then they do the rock paper scissors, which DX also does. I don't know who did it first. I don't even remember, but
I don't know.
It was the Outsiders because DX hadn't even formed at this point. This is early '97.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was them first.
We're still 8 months away from that.
Right. So that was funny, and then like they're doing everything in their power to get the Giant off his game, but he's not biting.
Nope, and he handled himself against all three. What really impressed me was the power bomb that Nash did on the Giant.
This is before he got really big, because when he gets really big, Nash drops him. Nash
on his back,
right in his head, yeah.
But that was a year from now, actually.
Yeah, I think it's sold. I think it's sold out. I think I could be wrong, but I think it might be sold out. Yeah, before he leaves.
It was right around that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this was very impressive, and of course, Nash hurt himself while doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, you just picked up 500 pounds, and executed a power bomb. I would be hurting too. Now, at that point, Luger was coming down. Bischoff is trying to stop him. Luger's like, screw you.
Luger's not having it. Luger was over at this point. The crowd was really behind him. Really behind him. He had the cast on.
Yeah.
He just starts to go into work.
Yeah, because now, like I said, Nash hurt his back doing the power bomb. That's going to come into play because when Luger got in the ring, he puts Kevin Nash in the torture rack.
Well, he got rid of Six and he got rid of Hall. Yeah, knocked him out with it. Reminded me of WWF when he had the metal plate. This time he had the cast.
Yes.
But yeah, he got him in the torture rack. But interestingly enough, they rang the bell twice because he does submit from the torture rack, but then they do the pinfall like just in case.
Yes.
There was any chicanery with Bischoff.
They wanted to make sure they won the tag titles.
And Big Show does the choke. Big Show, well, same person. The Giant.
Exactly.
The Giant does the chokeslam and pins him just so nobody can say anything about anything. They won.
I'm pretty sure the next night something.
I don't even remember.
Well, and we're ways away from reviewing that one, but I'm sure something something happened. But yeah, on this night, these two guys were making sure nothing
Right.
was going to stop them from taking those belts. And they received a standing ovation, mainly because this is probably one of the biggest wins right now
Yeah.
WCW's gotten over the
It
NWO.
was good. It was good to see the WCW get over. You know?
Finally, yes.
Yeah.
After all the butt
that.
whoopings.
Yeah.
Now, I wish I could say the same thing for the upcoming match. I really could.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, we're gonna have to dive into this. For the WCW title, Hollywood Hogan defending the title against Roddy Piper. A crazed Roddy Piper.
He had enough. This is for the title.
Yes. And what's funny is during the match, Wall Street comes down.
PK Wall Street,
Piper got him on the apron. Vincent also coming down. They really need some of these matches really needed to have the NWO barred. I mean, it got redundant after a while.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Piper doesn't really have backup. Well, you think he does, but
yes, because at one point Sting and Randy Savage are down the aisleway.
Sting tries to stop Macho Man. Like Sting grabs him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Macho Man just says whatever.
Macho Man's not having it. And he heads for the ring.
Sting just leaves.
He disappears. This is before he goes up to the rafters.
The crowd is chanting, "We want Sting."
Exactly. Well, Sting, feels that WCW and the fans, turn their back on him because of the whole thing from Fall Brawl.
Well, because they thought that he was the evil Sting, the fake Sting, and that he was with the NWO. And
yeah,
part of the storyline.
It was, but
it worked. No, it was good. I thought it was good.
Well, keeping him out for 15 months and then having the shit finish at Starrcade. I mean, I'm like, damn, this guy wasted 15 months for nothing.
Not really. He got to go.
We talked about that.
Oh, that ending was bad. But
the ending was bad, yeah.
But the build was
great.
And Sting got a lot of money, so Sting made out.
And he got to hang out on the rafters.
Yeah.
And come down every so often. And there's Sting, we got to go. But in this case, now you think Randy Savage is in Piper's corner.
Piper's corner, yeah.
Okay. This is what totally blew the night for me. Piper puts Hogan in the sleeper hold.
Yeah.
The arm drops 3 times.
He beat him.
The match is over.
The match is over. He won. Yeah, I know.
He's the world champion.
Right, yeah.
Savage pulls Hogan's legs under the rope, and all of a sudden the
ref's like,
his legs were there.
Oh, I got to restart. I got to restart the match.
Why couldn't Piper just have this fun in the sun one night and go down as world champion?
Hogan was never putting him over for the belt, ever.
That's bullshit.
Never going to happen.
Crap right there. I'm sorry. And the fact that they restarted this match is ridiculous.
I know.
And on top of that, after getting his ass whooped left and right from Hogan, Savage gives him brass knuckles. He hits Piper.
Yeah,
pins him. And now we got Savage and Hogan, a brother.
The reunion. And then they keep elbow dropping and leg dropping them.
Yes.
The two of them. And I'm like, Macho Man.
Insult to injury.
I'm like, Macho Man still hasn't learned his lesson. This guy still hasn't learned his lesson teaming up with this guy.
You got his ass whooped countless times when Hogan joined the NWO. And what? Is he using the whole additive? If you can't
but even before. But look at all the problems that Hogan got him into with the dungeon. All of that.
Since he showed up.
Right, yeah.
And now you're going to help him win a match where he clearly lost.
Eventually, in '98, he finally has it with Hogan, and he breaks off. That's when they feud, and eventually the Wolfpack is formed after that. So Macho Man does eventually get tired of it. But this is like the WWF reunion right here with Macho Man, Piper, Hogan. The ending
sucked.
Yeah,
he had the match. The bell rang. He's the champion.
They should have given it to Piper. Just give it to him for one night.
That's what I was saying. Come out on the next night. That Bischoff, something happened or whatever the case is, and he holds the belt up or whatever. Or Hogan gets a rematch.
And wins it the next night. Yeah.
At least let Piper go down as champion. Honestly, in my book right now, he is the WCW champion. The bell rang. The referee.
The match was over. It was stupid.
All of a sudden, the referee looks over, knowing damn well, and we all know that. All right,
it's like a dusty finish.
Scripted. People probably gonna tell me to calm down, but the referee knows damn well that the legs weren't under there, and then all of a sudden, you can't win this, man. You didn't win this match. If I was Piper, I'd have knocked that damn referee out. This ruined a great
It was a
night.
good feud, and it was a good feud. Even though it's
Oh yeah,
recycled, it was a good. It was good.
this is the first time we're seeing it on WCW's point of
Yeah.
view with the NWO. So it was good watching it,
Right.
but just the way you ended this was
Hmm.
just bad.
Didn't work for him. I guess Hogan must have said, "Yeah, it's not gonna work for me, brother." Anyway, so but let's
Fucking
over. I
Hogan.
know, but overall, this was a great pay-per-view. I thought.
Yes, it
I mean,
was.
especially by WCW standards. This is one of the few that we've reviewed that I'm there, I'm watching, I'm like, oh, this is good. Like I'm not like zoning out. I'm not like, oh, this sucks. Like
Like I'll go to the bathroom. Just keep it running.
right.
Yeah.
Besides Jeff Jarrett, outside of Jeff Jarrett,
Yeah.
but overall, this was solid. This is one of the better WCW pay-per-views, I think.
I think their last one that I was really impressed by was Mayhem '99. That was the last one. That was the night that Brett won the title in the
Yeah,
vacant title.
but that was like the only good pay-per-view that whole year. I'm just
I
saying
know. Well, that was
like
their last one. Period. That was
right.
good.
Oh yeah. Hands down, hands down. But yeah, this was solid. This was fun.
This definitely, in my mind, was better than the year before's.
Hmm. What was good?
Could be better than the year later. I don't know. We got Sting and Hogan in '98,
Yeah.
so rematch for
Oh, it's the
Starcade.
rematch,
So,
right? Yeah. Yeah.
oh yeah, and we got Rick Martel too. So you
Oh,
know,
Jesus Christ. All right.
but,
Well,
but overall, very good.
it was good, solid. All right, that's our review. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. See you guys soon.
Take care.